Guard attacking the pit bull.
Don't get outmatched by the outdoor heat. Reclaim your backyard with the Shark Flex Freeze. It packs a punch.
New at 10 tonight, a terrifying scene at the San Francisco Public Library over the weekend when a dog mauled a security guard, and the whole thing was caught on camera. KTVU's Zach Sauce tells us that guard was seriously injured.
It was a vicious attack.
This cell phone video posted to social media capturing the chilling moments Sunday as a pit bull turned on a security guard at the San Francisco Public Library.
That's about 20 minutes before closing.
City librarian Michael Lambert says a pair of security guards were making routine rounds. That's when they say they noticed a man passed out at a computer desk, his dog roaming around.
This dog was barking and making noise.
His owner not waking up.
They were unresponsive. And our security team, in the course of trying to rouse this individual.
Illegal drug use all too common in the surrounding neighborhood. The guards, unable to rouse him, began to consider administering Narcan. That's when
his dog attacked one of our security officers.
One other guard not seen in the video also jumping in to help when the owner, without the aid of Narcan, regained consciousness.
At some point, they were able to get their dog secured.
Animal control arriving shortly after while paramedics rushed to the guard, his colleagues speechless.
I know this has impacted a lot of our staff that were working that day.
The owner was cited by the sheriff's department for failure to maintain control of their animal, telling deputies his dog was a service dog.
We don't allow pets inside the library, but individuals who indicate that they have a service animal and that, you know, the animal performs a specific task for them are allowed to bring their animal inside the building.
Animals protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
We have never, ever had an animal attack one of our staff.
The library now reviewing its policies.
We're going to exhaust all of our options in looking at how we can keep our staff and our patrons safe.
Working to ensure that this never happens again.
Our focus right now is on our dear colleague and his recovery.
And we're told the security guard was taken to the hospital to be treated for what's being described as serious injuries. He's now recovering at home. As for the dog, it's now in the custody of animal control. In San Francisco, Zach Sauce, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
If you're looking for the best triple bunk beds, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on the features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you, little kids. You better put it on a charger. Okay, it's coming at... Hold on, baby. 1 o'clock. Okay. Alright, that's all I want to know. They put on a charger for it. Goes down. What I do, pass that?
At the first position of our list, we have Doro Living Phoenix Triple Bunk Bed. Doro Living dominates the home furnishing industry when it comes to upholstered furniture and more exceptional wood products. The Phoenix Triple Bunk Bed is one example of Doro Living space-saving and trendy creations. This triple bunk bed can improve any space and offer the ultimate functionality with its space-saving and customizable design. It can comfortably accommodate 3 people, with each one having their own space. It's the most suitable sleeping furniture for extended families and unexpected visitors. This bunk bed is made from solid wood to ensure durability for a long time. It can easily be converted into 3 separate beds, so each person has their personal space. A standard twin-size mattress conveniently fits each bunk. It is equipped with a built-in ladder safe and secure climbing to the higher cots. You will also find bed slats and full-length railings on each bunk for added support. This floor bunk bed comes in 3 different colors, so you can easily coordinate it with the interior of the room. The unassembled parts are packed in 2 boxes, and each section is labeled for easy assembly. Moving on to the next at number 2 with DHB Triple Metal Bunk Bed Frame. DHB is an affiliate of Doro Industries, which is a Canadian company located in Quebec that handles 3 product categories, namely juvenile, bicycle, and home products. DHB manages and sells locally produced or imported furniture dedicated to small living spaces. They have the perfect solution for your small space problems. This metal bunk bed is perfect for small bedrooms and can comfortably accommodate 3 persons after furnishing each bunk with a twin-sized mattress at a maximum thickness of 6 inches. The Trundle bed has 4 easy glide wheels for convenience, 2 of which have a locking mechanism, while the other 2 have none. The top bunk is outfitted with full-length guardrails that measure 11.5 inches, while metal slats are securely fixed to support the mattress. Climbing up and down the top bunk is no problem with the built-in ladder at the end of the bed. This easy-to-assemble metal bunk bed is packaged in one box with all the hardware included, together with the easy-to-understand instruction manual. It is available in 3 neutral colors that will match any room decor. It is one of the best space-saving furniture you will find in the market that can hold the maximum load capacity of 700 pounds. If you are on the hunt for a durable, functional, and stylish bunk bed, you will never go wrong with this metal bunk bed from DHB. It will be the perfect sleeping essential for those who are sharing a room with others.
That was fast. I can't believe I keep getting older, but you still look the same.
I can. Flexible financing for healthcare and more of what life throws your way.
DHB. It will be the perfect sleeping essential for those who are sharing a room with others. The number 3 position is held by We Furniture AZW32TS Triple Bunk Bed. This wooden triple bunk bed from Walker Edison Furniture Company is the perfect piece of furniture for your small bedroom. Your kids will sleep soundly in this comfortable cot. It is a great first bed for kids who are ready to transition to an adult-sized bed. This one-of-a-kind bunk bed is made from a solid pine wood, which was then stained with a fresh coat of paint for a cleaner look. In this traditional design, the bottom cot is placed flat on the floor, making it easier for the kids to access the bed. The ladders are cleverly incorporated within the bed frame for the kids' easy passage to higher cots. This durable triple bunk bed is reasonably priced, making it an excellent buy for those looking on a tight budget. It is also available in several colors that will easily match any room decor. Each bunk bed has a maximum load capacity of 250 pounds, excluding the mattress, which is enough to carry the weight of a child. A standard twin-size mattress at an 8-inch maximum thickness will perfectly fit each bunk. Next, at number 4, we have Acme Furniture Cairo Triple Bunk Bed. Acme Furniture has been in the furniture business for more than 3 decades, providing stylish, affordable, and quality products. They make sure that their imported products have proudly passed the quality control standards before they offer them to their customers. The triple metal bunk bed is your best answer to small space problems and will be a great addition to your apartment. These beds are securely stacked on top of the other. The easy access guardrails ensure that your child will be safe and secure while lying down on the higher cots. Climbing up and down the bunk bed is made easy by 2 incorporated ladders placed at the front on each side of the bed. You can also choose whether you like the twin or the full-size bed for your bedroom. Each bed is fitted with 20 slats that evenly space to support the mattress. The bed frame is made of metal tubes with a powder coating finish for that clean and trendy look. These high-quality metal tubes also ensure the durability and stability of this triple bunk bed. 3 persons can share this bunk bed, with each one having their own space with a maximum load capacity of 250 pounds each. This triple bunk bed is easy to assemble and comes with all the needed tools and hardware. But setting it up will be a lot faster by using an electric device. It is also best if you have someone who can help you assemble the bed, so you fix it more quickly. The number 5 position is held by Donco Kids Triple Bunk Bed. Donco Kids is under the management of Donco Trading Company. It is a family business that handles wholesale and importation of furniture, especially for kids. Part of the company's extensive product selection is this triple bunk bed, which can expand your small bedroom's sleeping capacity. This triple twin-size bunk bed is made of pine wood, giving it a sturdy feel. It has a traditional design that looks clean and simple, and will be a complementary focal point in any bedroom. 2 ladders have been added to the design of the bed, increasing its functionality. The short ladder placed at the front is the entry point for the middle bunk bed. The second ladder is more extended, which gives access to the uppermost level of the bunk bed. You can set it up even in rooms with low ceilings, since the lowest bunk sits directly on the floor, leaving more space for the top bed. The ladders are specifically designed for kids so they can easily climb up and down the bunks. The upper bunks have guardrails that are secured by screws and bolts. so there's no fear of kids falling off the bed. The whole bunk bed is quite heavy at 197 pounds, proving its sturdiness. Each bunk has a maximum load capacity of 165 pounds and is given a 30-day limited warranty by the company from the time the furniture was purchased. The number 6 position is dominated by Coaster Home Furnishings bunk bed. Coaster Company of America imports and distributes furniture for more than 4 decades now. The company is dedicated to respecting its customers by providing them with quality furniture for their homes. This bunk bed can add a modern touch to any bedroom with its contemporary design. You can separate the bunk bed into 3 individual beds or make other combinations. The built-in ladders on the bed emphasize the classy and straightforward silhouette of the bunk bed. The matching guardrails ensure that your kid is safe while on the bed. Assembling the bed is easy as long as you have someone to help you, and you will use an electrical tool to speed up the process of setting up the bunk bed. Fixing the bunk bed with the provided device is a bit challenging. Once it is correctly set up, you will see the clean and classic design of the bunk bed that will blend in with your room's interior. It has a unique slat system that is different from other bunk beds, which can fully support your mattress. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Furniture of America Metal Triple Twin Bunk Bed. Furniture of America is a company filled with talented designers that do not stop improving. They create safe and functional products that reflect their philosophy of constant improvement. The company makes sure that their furniture designs stand out from other brands. Just like this bunk bed with its clean, elegant, and charming camelback design and supportive construction that offers sufficient sleeping space even in a small area. There are connected metal bars arranged in such a way that it will ensure the safety of the person and prevent them from falling off the bed. The bed slats found in each bunk can adequately support the mattress, keeping it away from the floor, allowing it to breathe and remain clean. Its upper bed clearance measures 29 inches, providing enough space to prevent any mishaps. It can conveniently support the maximum weight of 200 pounds per bunk. The bed is made from wood veneer and solid wood, which makes it more stable with a lower possibility of warping. You will also find sturdy metal guardrails fitted into the bed to add to the overall durability and security of the furniture. It has an L-shaped design that is perfect when placed in one corner of your room. The bed and its parts are packaged in 2 boxes together with all the hardware and assembly tools. However, we highly recommend that you use an electric drill when setting up to lessen the time in half. The number 8 position is held by Merax Metal Bunk Bed. Merax began its business in Los Angeles in the year 1995 when it started to provide creative products from various categories. These products help boost and make life easy for its customers. If you are looking for simple and functional space-saving furniture, then this metal bunk bed from Merax is your best answer with its easy-to-pull trundle bed. It has a durable metal frame painted with a fresh coat of paint to make it look sleek and clean. The top bunk is outfitted with metal guardrails to keep the sleeper and the pillows from falling off the bed. 2 separate ladders are conveniently placed on each side of the bed to give easy access to the top bunk. You will also find metal support slats on each bed that serves as the base for the mattress. A trundle bed with 2 pieces of locking and 2 pieces of non-locking easy-to-roll wheels can also provide additional sleeping space. You can fit a mattress with a maximum of 6 inches depth to the trundle bed, and it will still roll under the bed. This modern classic bedroom furniture went through strict quality testing to reduce wobbling, so it stays stable and you can sleep comfortably. The top bunk has a maximum weight capacity of 200 pounds, while the trundle and the lower bed can carry up to a maximum of 250 pounds. You can be sure to feel safe and secure while sleeping. Next at number 9, we have Coaster Home Furnishings Bunk Bed. This bed is one of the most popular bunk beds. If you are looking for beautiful furniture for your small apartment, then this triple twin bunk bed is a perfect choice. It can make your room luxurious yet relaxing at the same time. Features: this triple bunk bed comes in a clean white finish, providing 3 individual bunks for 3 persons, with each one getting their own space. You can keep the beds stacked on top of the other if you have a small space, or give each bunk its rightful place inside the bedroom. The higher bunk levels can be accessed through the built-in ladders located at the front corners of the bed. There are also wooden bed slats that will support any mattress that you want to use so the air can still circulate within. You won't need a box spring for the mattress. The whole bunk bed is packaged in 3 big boxes, along with the tools and hardware necessary for the assembly except for the instruction manual. You need to get that information online. Putting the bunk bed together is no problem even if there's no assembly manual included in the box. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Tri-Bunk Heavy Duty Bunk Bed. Tri-Bunk is an American company based in Salt Lake City, Utah, and was organized in 2012. They make commercial-grade, heavy-duty bunk beds that are mostly used for vacation rental properties but is also perfect in areas with small spaces. One of the most brilliant design ideas is the creation of bunk beds, which has become the best solution for those who are sharing a room with limited space. That includes the heavy-duty triple bunk bed from Tri-Bunk. The frame of this triple bunk bed is made of sturdy steel to ensure that it will last for a long time. This 3-in-1 bunk bed can sleep 3 people in one room, with each one having their personal space and privacy. All the necessary parts that you need to build this bunk bed are included in the package for easy assembly. You only need a nut driver to put in the bolt smoothly. A standard twin-size mattress will perfectly fit each bunk bed. The steel frame is easy to assemble without the need for special tools to set it up. However, you have to read the instructions carefully and follow it accordingly to ensure that you will not encounter any issues during assembly. That's all for today. We upload house product review videos.
Function. Say hello to form.
Let's say you're minding your own business and all of a sudden, skunk. Oh look, a skunk. That's better. Do you A, or B,
Don't move. Can't see us if we don't move.
the answer? Well, don't run away. Just be sure to get out of Dodge City, slowly and quietly. Otherwise, you might startle the little guy and get sprayed. Did someone say skunk secretions? The little beast's defensive spray is deployed to deter predation. It deterred a little bit of science, too. One of the early studies of skunk funk was awesomely documented.
I had started a few chemical tests with the skunk secretion I had collected when the whole college rose in revolt, shouting, "A skunk! A skunk is here!" I had to abandon the investigation.
That's some funky chemistry. Skunk spray gets its kick from a compound called a thiol. Thiols also give garlic and onions their tasty smell, but skunks have a particular punch to their organic chemistry. Maybe that's why the scientific name for the striped skunk is Mephitis mephitis, which also happens to be the name of a pre-Roman goddess who personified the poisonous gases emitted from swamps and volcanoes. She was worshipped at Pompeii, a town that would have been served well by running away. Sure, the funk of a skunk at its highest potency will make you double over and vomit, but doesn't that make it kind of amazing? All hail the mighty skunk!
Hey everyone, today we're going to be seeing if you could actually use umbrellas as a parachute. So I have 2 fairly large umbrellas here, and instead of using them to keep me dry, I'm going to actually be seeing how much they slow you down when you jump off some high stuff with them. Now before I even start this, I want to put a warning out there. This is one that's easy to try to copy at home. Don't do it. Don't try to jump off anything high with just umbrellas. So at this point in my life, I do know a little bit better than just to head up to my roof and jump off and see if I survive with the umbrellas. So let's start out low and get a little bit higher. Jump. Okay.
Was that practice? Did that hurt?
That didn't hurt. I'm so nervous.
Honey, you're gonna break your leg.
I don't think so. Sorry,
This is a bad idea.
Okay. So I started out trying this in my backyard on my kids' play set. And eventually my wife put the hold on that. She was afraid I was going to break my legs, and I was afraid of that too. So we took to the water. So in my preliminary tests, one problem that I found is even though these are wind resistant, here's what happens if you get too much wind on them. This. So this is a problem. So in order to fix this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie some strings from the end of the umbrella to the handle so that that doesn't happen. Okay, so all I've done here is tie strings on the end of each of these so that now when I pull it really fast, it doesn't flip backwards. Okay, first let's see what it looks like to jump off without the umbrellas. Did it work? Okay, so now if we go back and look at the footage and measure it, I'm gonna measure from my belt. So where my belt hits that top line to when my belt enters the water, let's time how many frames it took to get from the top there into the water. And then I'm just gonna click through and count how many frames it takes to get to the water. And then I'll do the same for without the umbrellas to right when my belt hits the top line. And then I'll click through to when it gets to the water. So for the umbrella one, I count that it took 67 frames. And without the umbrella, it took 55 frames. And I was filming at 120 frames per second. So that means that without the umbrellas, it took me about 0.56 seconds to hit the water. And with the umbrella, it took 0.46 seconds. So that means I gained about 1/10 of a second with the umbrellas. Now the problem with this experiment here is in order for a parachute to start giving you a lot of drag, you have to be moving pretty fast because it's proportional to the velocity that you're going, the amount of drag. So what if you were going the speed of a skydiver? So when you're falling through the sky, the larger the square area of your parachute, obviously, the slower you're going to go. So when you go parachuting, the typical recommendation is 1.75 square feet per pound of body weight. So that means that I would need around 262 square feet of parachute to slow me down enough to be safe to land. So the area of one of these umbrellas has around 20 square feet of area. So together I have 40 square feet. So that's nowhere near the 260 square feet that I need to slow myself down to a safe speed if I were skydiving with these. So if you use the drag equation, which is this equation here, you find that if you solve for velocity and assume that the same drag coefficient applies for umbrellas and parachute, you find that if I use these umbrellas to go skydiving and use it as my parachute, you would end up going around 2.5 times faster than you would have if you used a parachute that could have supported you. So typically when parachuting, you want to land at around 12 miles an hour or so. Now that can vary a lot, but I'm going to say 12 miles an hour. So that means with these, I'm going to hit the ground at around 30 miles an hour. But that actually sounds very optimistic. I'm sure that these things would not hold up while falling through the sky because when you first initially pop them out, you're moving at a high speed and it has to slow you down to that speed. So no matter how you do the math, you're not going to want to try to use umbrellas as parachutes anytime soon. And I should mention, don't try this at home. No matter how big you think your umbrella is, it's not going to work. Okay, thanks for watching another episode of The Action Lab. I hope you liked it. If you did, remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified when my latest video's out. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hardee's Philly cheesesteak favorites are back. Handcrafted creations with sauteed peppers, onions, and melty cheese to reinvent the signature Philly classics from sunrise to supper time. Hardee's, goodness.
My name is Jay Dobbins. I'm a retired undercover federal agent, and I infiltrated the Hells Angels. This is how crime works. With all the hatred from me in that gang and from their supporters, they can take some satisfaction of that. They ran right over the top of me. all that battle damage, all those things happened, the failed prosecution, all that blood, sweat, and tears, they ran right over the top of me and kept going. I was just a speed bump. I was part of the Hells Angels investigation, which we named Operation Black Biscuit, from 2001 to 2003. I answered to a case agent. We were both ATF agents. My false persona, I went by the name of Jay Davis. The gang members knew me as Jaybird, and I portrayed myself to be a gun runner, a debt collector. The Hells Angels don't have to actively recruit members. They want people that bring them value. I had spent some time as an associate of the Hells Angel, so getting to know them, getting to let them get familiar with me, and I was invited to the clubhouse. And the invitation, it wasn't so much an invitation as it was an order. They believed that I was doing debt collections and that I was running guns within their territory. So I was told that if I intended to keep doing that business, I had to come to their clubhouse and meet their members and basically have them sanction me to continue. I showed up at the Mesa Clubhouse and was greeted in the street by 4 or 5 Hells Angels. Some had guns, some had baseball bats. In Arizona, you can open carry firearms. And so I had guns that were exposed on me. Some of the members who were basically working as security told me, you can't bring your guns inside our clubhouse. That's not allowed. And I told them, I'm not taking my guns off. And I don't take them off for anybody, including the Hells Angels. You have people that you feel like you need to defend yourself against, so do I. If I allowed them to start dictating everything to me, it was never going to end. And at that point, one of the shot callers from the Hells Angels came out and put his arm over my shoulder and he said, look, I make the rules and you can come in with your guns on. So right off the bat, from that very first critical interaction, like I felt like I was winning. The Hells Angels call themselves a club, the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. There's charters, and within the charter, the chapter, the group, there's a president, a vice president, a warlord, which is in charge of weapons and retaliations and defense. When I was associated with the Mesa Hells Angels, which is where I started, their president was Bad Bob Johnston. And he was a very well-respected, feared, longtime Hells Angel. If I could gain his trust, that his trust would be projected to other members and would open doors for me. In the biker gang, you start off very slowly. The first step is that you're an associate, which is you're just someone who's spending some time in the presence of the gang members. Once you build a relationship, the gang will ask you to hang around. Then after you prospect, ultimately, hopefully, you're doing that to become a full patch member. From the date of your prospecting, from when it starts, there's a minimum mandatory of 365 days. And that's to some extent how they insulate themselves, because they know that a cop can't keep pace with them and can't keep up with them for that long of time. To be a full patched Hells Angel, it is everything to those members. The patches that they wear and the formatting of their vests, which are also called cuts, is very important in this hierarchy. I was a hang-around for the Skull Valley, Arizona charter of the Hells Angels. So I had a black cut that had nothing but Skull Valley on the front. When you become a prospect, you get your bottom rocker, the bottom curved patch. So when I was prospecting, I got an Arizona bottom rocker. When you become a member, then you get your top rocker, the designator Hells Angels or whatever the gang is, and your center patch, which the Hells Angels is the death head. To get full membership, you have to be voted on by the members of your charter, and you have to receive a 100% vote. If one member of that charter votes against you, your prospecting phase continues. There's another rule in the land of prospects, is that it takes as long as it takes. Territory is very important to the biker gangs. The territory you control influences how much money you can make within that territory. They're constantly trying to acquire territories of competitive gangs. The rivalry that I became most aware of or closest to was the Hells Angels rivalry with the Mongols motorcycle gang. The Mongols were a California-based biker gang. I was at the 2002 Laughlin River Run, which was a major biker run in Laughlin, Nevada. The Mongols' home base was Harrah's Casino, which was a short drive up the main Laughlin Drag, Casino Drive, to where the Hells Angels home base was, which was the Flamingo Hotel. Some Hells Angels went down to Harrah's and started poking the tiger and got surrounded, and it was on. And it was every man for himself. I stepped outside of the Flamingo, and police cruisers and police motorcycles and cars and police helicopters were all screaming down Casino Drive. And I was with another agent, and I turned to him and I said, well, I guess we know where the Hells Angels went, because the police response was massive. The Harrah's Casino riot, the Morongo Casino riot, the Twin Peaks shooting in Texas. Those biker clashes are taking place all the time. We typically don't see it or hear about it until it takes place in a public venue where civilians, where just common man citizens are involved in it. There were fights that I was present for, that I knew the rules. I didn't want to blow my cover, but at the same time, I didn't want to watch some innocent civilian get beat down. I would find the target of the beating and throw some legitimate punches on them. Like I wasn't faking throwing good, hard, solid punches on the victim of this rat packing. But in essence, what I was doing was protecting that victim's head. I wasn't going to kill anybody punching them in the head, but they would have gotten killed if they take a steel-toed boot in the forehead. I got a call from a Skull Valley charter officer. Get to the clubhouse right now and bring all your hardware, which meant bring your guns. I was told the Banditos are coming to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is our territory, and they have not requested a hall pass. We expect you to shoot them before they get the kickstands down on their motorcycle. And here's the kicker. We're going to be watching you from a distance. If you don't shoot them, we are going to shoot you. I was able to get in touch with the case agent, Joe Slatella, and tell him what my orders were. Joe Slatella found this pack of Banditos, pulled them to the side of the road, and stopped them. So I showed up at the target location with the Hells Angels watching me, but the Banditos never showed up. In the eyes of the Hells Angels, all they knew is we sent Jaybird to Las Vegas to kill Banditos, and dang it, he was there, ready to handle his business.
Connect all it takes to excel in business to the business you're in with Deloitte.
I allowed the Hells Angels to see me in criminal situations in order to hopefully avoid some of those mud checks that I knew were coming. In biker land, a mud check is a test to see if you're going to your pants when you're confronted with a treacherous situation. So they would accurately see me in a narcotics transaction. I would either receive or give narcotics and either receive or give money in exchange, all while being witnessed by a Hells Angels like enforcer, bodyguard. What they didn't realize is that the person that I was in the transaction with was another law enforcement officer who was playing the role of a drug dealer. The local police departments, the local officers, they weren't in on the scheme. I got stopped by the cops all the time. I got beaten up by the cops. I was never as good of a motorcycle rider as the Hells Angels were. They could perform tricks, do all kinds of crazy stunts that I couldn't do. And riding in a pack of Hells Angels, it takes an enormous amount of focus. You have to trust the person riding next to you because they're so close. Like one person makes a mistake in that conga line of motorcycles and everybody's going down. I was told when you meet a Hells Angel and you got your sunglasses on, you better lift your sunglasses up and look that person in the eye. That member wants to see your eyes. I was told if I had riding gloves on, you better take your riding glove off when you shake hands with a Hells Angel. Never touch a Hells Angels patch. Never slap them on the back. I made those mistakes and was reprimanded for it, was smacked for it on occasion. With regards to women, there's a hierarchy that takes place within the gang. There's old ladies who are the wives or girlfriends of members, and they're off limits. You better not get caught trying to mess around with a member's wife or girlfriend because there's a violent price to pay. But there's also women who they move from member to member to member. Members can leave the gang of their own free will in good standing. Like in essence, they can retire. And when they retire, they're considered out good. They still have to relinquish all their Hells Angels property. But if you're out bad, they will come and take back their cut, their vest. They will take back your motorcycle. That's their property in their eyes. And they'll take back that tattoo. I was a part and a piece of the process of those reclamations of Hells Angels property. Like basically almost like the police doing a search warrant, breaking into a guy's house and taking every single thing that said or looked like it belonged to the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels operate independently in their charters as far as how they make money and how they conduct their business. So there's charters that run a fairly clean business and that aren't involved in a lot of crime. There's others that are involved in narcotics trafficking, gun running, extortions, protection rackets. There's no payday or no salary to be drawn by being a member of the Hells Angels. There's no big universal bank account that issues paychecks. There was Hells Angels members that I ran across that were selling street drugs and putting those profits in their pocket and keeping at least the bulk of that profit for themselves. And then they have legitimate businesses that they can push money through. Just the swag and paraphernalia of the Hells Angels is a multi-million-dollar business. The Hells Angels hold toy runs, and they conduct blood drives, and they do community service. And that shouldn't be taken away from them. They make positive contributions to society with those things. Hells Angels parties could be as spontaneous as the drop of a hat. You could be at the clubhouse, and the next thing you know, music's blaring, and guests are arriving, and women are coming in, and the booze is flowing. They could be inside, outside. They happened at parks, campsites. There's a myth that every Hells Angel is a drug addict. There was Hells Angels that were fitness freaks that took care of themselves. They ate well. They got their rest. They didn't drink. They didn't smoke. So to decline those things wasn't necessarily a false alarm, a red flag against you. I have a tattoo of St. Michael on my arm. And St. Michael is the patron saint of law enforcement. It signifies good triumphing over evil. There was times when I got pressed where I would show my St. Michael tattoo and say, do you understand what this is? I got this when I graduated from rehab. The reason why I'm here, the reason why you are interacting with me is because I'm sober, because I have money in my pocket. All those things that are attractive to you. as the infiltration investigation that I was working on started winding down, we had 2 years under our belts, lots of money, like well over $1 million invested in this investigation. And I still had not received membership. I still hadn't gotten my full patch. I was a prospect. To be quite honest, selfishly, I was trying to accelerate the process. So I went back to one of those very early statements that was made to me. What happens if I cross paths with a Mongol? I was told, it's your responsibility to kill him. So I went to the Skull Valley Hells Angels leadership, and I told them, I've got a line on a Mongol in Mexico. We found this Mongol. I dug a shallow grave in the desert, took some Polaroid pictures of the murder. What they didn't know is that it was the ultimate scam. The murdered Mongol was a member of our task force that we had dressed up, concealed his face in the pictures, and then we'd used blood and guts from the butcher shop to create a murder scene, a crime scene. They made me a member there of the Skull Valley Charter, gave me a cut to wear. Now, after the fact, they have denied a couple things. They denied that they believed it. Okay, I understand that. They denied that I ever became a member. Both sides of that explanation are actually true. I was made a member of the Skull Valley Charter. I was given a cut and told that I was a Hell's Angel and that I was a member of Skull Valley. But I was also told, because I was within the 1-year prospect probation period, that an international vote would have to be taken to accelerate my membership, which never took place. Our case ended before the Hells Angels took that vote. So they're correct in that too. I've never tried to hedge that. I've never tried to dance around that or deny that.
Redefine web hosting with Bluehost Cloud, the new platform built for WordPress creators. Find out more at bluehost.com.
So the operation concluded for a couple reasons. We had a vast amount of evidence against our suspects, physical evidence, thousands of hours of tape-recorded conversation, criminal conversations. In the end, we indicted 55 Hells Angels and associates, and 16 of those were indicted on racketeering charges, RICO charges. Some charges were dismissed, some charges were reduced. In that discovery open source process, the Hells Angels learned that the person they thought to be Jay Davis, the debt collector, the gun runner, the contract killer, Jaybird, was actually Jay Dobbins, an ATF agent. And the threats against me and my family started stacking up. The Hells Angels held murder contracts on me. They were farmed to the Aryan Brotherhood. They were farmed to the MS-13 through the prison system. So all these people had their fingers on a murder contract for me. My family was in jeopardy. And in the summer of 2008, my house was burned to the ground. In the process of this Hells Angels case, I abandoned and betrayed my family. I made this investigation my priority. My wife and my kids weren't. I was trying to be a great undercover agent, and in the process, I betrayed my own family. That's one of the things, is that in this undercover role, I built real human relationships. Not every second was spent in the middle of some criminal activity or doing something violent or treacherous or illegal. I spent time with members writing, casually writing, not violently or threatening writing, shooting pool, hanging out. Members slept at my house. I slept at members' house. There's human relationships that are built, and you can never undercover out the human factor. There's people you like, there's people you don't like. It's no different than any other aspect of society. I wrote a book. It's titled No Angel, My Harrowing Undercover Journey to the Inner Circle of the Hells Angels. Then after I did that, and after I followed ATF's instructions to defend myself, They ultimately sued me for the book. I coached high school football at the end of my career and into my retirement, which I got a lot of satisfaction from. Like that service before self, trying to influence the lives of young men and teach them some football along the way.